trust him just about as far as I can throw him. Let's begin. So why did the government cross the road? To get to the petrol station and raise prices again? Well, if this story is anything to go by. The article says that the Sun's Keep It Down campaign hits the accelerator today as Labour backs the mountain calls to freeze the fuel duty. Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves is demanding Jeremy Hunt spares drivers from an increase at the pumps at the next budget. She points to official analytics showing motorists face a 12p per litre hike if ministers raise petrol by inflation and end a temporary 5p cut. Rishi Sunak has repeatedly refused to rule out whacking up the fuel duty for the first time in 12 years. And as Chancellor, he of course announced the extra 5p reduction for 12 months to cushion the rocketing pump prices. Extending it beyond March will cost the Treasury an estimated £6 billion, but economists now hope that plummeting energy costs will hand the Chancellor a £10 billion windfall ahead of the March 15th budget. So let me get this straight. Labour is suddenly all about helping out drivers by calling for a freeze on fuel duty. Well, of course, that's really generous of them, isn't it? Considering they're the same party that seems to just love nothing more than raising taxes at every opportunity. It's like the old saying goes, give them an inch and they'll take a mile of your hard-earned money. But here's the thing, why are they only calling for a freeze? Why not a decrease? Because, let's face it, if us drivers in the UK are already paying some of the highest fuel duties in Europe, it's expensive enough being a driver as it is, without, of course, the government constantly reaching deep into our pockets. And of course, let's not forget that this could just be a cheap ploy for Labour to try and get some votes or make themselves a little bit more appealing for the next election. I mean, it's not like they have a history of flip-flopping on their promises or anything at all, right? And as for Rishi Sunak, he's been pretty tight-lipped about whether or not they're going to increase fuel duty, but let's just say leopard doesn't really change its spots, does it? And the government hasn't really been too shy in the past about passing the costs of their mistakes onto the taxpayers. So if the experts are saying that the energy costs are plummeting, which could give the Chancellor a £10 billion windfall, and of course that comes to be the case, then why not use some of that money to actually lower fuel duty for a change? Because let's face it, they need all the help they can get at the 2024 election, don't they? Howard Cox, founder of Fair Fuel UK, called the announcement a gobsmacking political about-face that will secure votes for Labour. He said the traditional party of lower taxation, the Tories, are being trumped by Keir Starmer's common sense and surprising new support for drivers. A government spokesman, though, said no decisions have been made on the fuel duty rates, which is a matter for the spring budget, and will align with the Office for Budget Responsibility's spring economic forecast. But of course, as you'll see in this video, what Rishi did say recently is annoying drivers enough at the minute as it is. Anyway, subscribe for more and I'll see you in the next one.